Hey guys, Paul here. So today I wanted to talk about the state of Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, and to help me, I've got my friend Pearly. I know it was very on the nose, but anyways, so Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, it's gonna be a bit of a negative video, but I want to make it really clear up front exactly where I stand with this game. I really, really like Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel. I play this game daily and quite a lot. I mean, I climb the ladder every single season. I have a really good time with it. I think it's great. The presentation's great, the music, the graphics, all of that. However, I feel like Master Duel is kind of a game of just unfulfilled potential. And I don't think that I'm going to be saying anything super duper new here. I'm sure you guys have a lot of the same complaints about Master Duel that I do. But I just want to let you guys know again, I'm coming from a place of concern and love of the game, not just bashing. Now, what exactly do I think are the issues or the problems with Master Duel that need to be corrected? Well, they're not exactly what most people would, I think, mention. Like, these are relevant things, but it's not Maxi for me. Like, it's not, the existence of Maxi. I know that ruins the game for a lot of people, but for me, not really that big of a deal. Like, I'm fine with it. It's also not, the fact that a lot of decks have lots of UR cards. To me, that's fine. That's just kind of how gacha games work. I understand that, you're not supposed to have every single thing that you want right off the bat, and I think that the game is still pretty free-to-play friendly, so that doesn't, ruin it for me. It's also not the ban list. I know some people don't like Master Duel's approach to ban lists, where it's kind of minimalistic, consistency hits, things like that. It's none of those things. It's actually the fact that Master Duel only really offers you one way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think that that stands in stark contrast to the overall, just name and marketing of the product. And that's where I really would like to see improvements. So, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel right now, there are basically two modes. You can play single solo gates, which are cool. They get you some reward and you can learn about archetypes. I think that they're cleverly implemented in that way. But when it comes to playing the ranked ladder, there's just the one way to play it. The one format, unranked ladder, and you climb the ladder and you get some gems and stuff for doing it, and then that's it every season. And that's repeated ad nauseum. We're on season 30 something right now, and it doesn't really feel like very much has changed in that regard. Master Duel has added a few other different sub modes you can do. There's this weird team mode that doesn't really work. There's casual mode, which is cool, but doesn't allow you to actually get any rewards for playing it, so it sort of feels a little pointless. Like you can't even get your daily, gym requirement stuff from playing casual modes. That sort of sucks. And there are duel rooms, which are nice, though less functional than the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links duel rooms, which is sort of weird because you think that they'd have the framework in place to have better duel room features, but I'll get into those maybe here in a bit. But yeah, so my main thing is I think that Master Duel needs to do more with game modes. We are all Yu-Gi-Oh players, and I think everybody kind of agrees at this point that Yu-Gi-Oh's modern format's a lot, right? It's crazy, it's intense, all that. Master Duel's modern format's technically even different than the TCG's modern format, and you can argue, left and right about which one's maybe better right now. Do you want to play the TCG with Yubel and Fiendsmith and Snake Eye, or do you want to play Master Duel with Fire King Snake Eye? That's all fine and good. I just wish that there were more ways to play. I know that they do these these festivals, and the festivals are cool. I think that they're a good start, right? There have been some really fun ones the Fusion Festival or the Xyz Festival or the the Synchro X Link Festival. And those are usually really fun. Sometimes they'll do themed ones like Fiend versus Fairy or the insect dinosaur reptile festival. The problem I have with the festivals isn't their existence. I think that they're fine. It's fun that they're exploring these different new rules. I think, though, that with festivals and dual trials, because they're pretty related, it would be nice if they would be kind of eternally available. You could always queue into the Synchro X Link Festival if you wanted to, or you could always queue into the Fiend versus Fairy Festival. Same goes for the dual trials. It shows actually to me that Konami is listening. They are trying to implement new things into Master Duel, particularly with the dual trials. That's where they seem to really try out their most ambitious ideas. Outside of doing GOAT and Edison format sort of indirectly through these dual trials, they've also done really weird nifty modes, like the 30-second duel, or the duel where both players start with a Nibiru, the duel where both players have a skill drain up on the field, or the current ones like the Skull Invitation thing, where you just have a Skull Invitation, so you don't want to combo really hard because you'll get burned for it. I think that those are all really great. My thing is let those be permanent. Let those be things you can queue into at any time because they're fun, gimmicky ways to play the game that can be a really good time. And I know that with like festivals, they maybe want them to be like these timed things that happen like every month and stuff. So like one happens, then it ends. But I think it'd be cool if you could just queue up for them. Maybe even you don't get rewards for it, but it might just be like a format that you enjoy playing, and so it can be a nice breath of fresh air and alternative to just playing the regular kind of just ranked ladder. Speaking of the ranked ladder, they recently added a ratings mode, like an ELO rating thing where you can actually see your rank and stuff. You have to get to Master 1 for it to work, or to like, be eligible for it, which I think is like a little bit harsh because climbing to Master 1 is, I mean, it takes a lot of time and a lot of grinding. I'm also just sort of surprised that it took them this long to do this. I mean, like literally like an ELO ranking system is something that most online games just sort of launch with these days, and we're 2.5 years into Master Duel's like release. You'd think that it would kind of be here, but I guess I can't complain. It's here now. But my thing is just that like there's still only the one ranked mode, and I think that a lot of people want to play Edison format. A lot of people want to play GOAT format. A lot of people want to play like Duelist Alliance and stuff like that. And the fact that you can't really do those officially just sucks. The fact that you can't like kind of just queue into them. Yes, you can make a duel room and play them like individually with your friends. Lots of content creators do that. I honestly think it's crazy that, it took as long as it did for people to even come up with Master Duel Arena. That's not a, knock against them. Like shout out to Simo and like YGO Pro Deck and all that for making the Master Duel Arena thing. It's cool because like, players can find their own way to play the game. I've always been a proponent of that. I just think that with a game called Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel, there's so much unfulfilled potential to be like the hub of Yu-Gi-Oh, where you can get, your old school fix, your casual fix, your just alternate weird quirky format fix. It's called Master Duel. Like let's make it the Yu-Gi-Oh Nexus, the place where people can just go and queue up into any kind of Yu-Gi-Oh game that they want. And then finally, I'd say, flesh out some of those extra modes. Like I said, I think casual mode should at least offer you rewards. It would be nice if they could maybe even restrict some of the decks that can show up in casual mode. I know that gets a little bit subjective, but it just sucks when you find people like smurfing in casual mode with like Snake Eye and just ruining the experience for people. But I know some people want stuff like Tag Duel, which sounds ambitious, but like also past Yu-Gi-Oh games have had like a Tag Duel system, so I don't think that just coding it in would be impossible. I think duel rooms also still have a lot of room to grow. You can make a duel room and you can actually play with like the alternate ban list sort of things from like festivals. But again, it's like only with your friends and people that are in your duel room. So like make that kind of a thing that everybody can just like queue into like normally. Also, the thing that I was mentioning on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links duel rooms is that like you can actually have it where like it automatically pairs people against each other and people get to like play and kind of have just a free play session, and at the end of like an hour or 2 hours or whatever, it tallies up people's points, their wins and losses, gives everybody a ranking. That's something kind of fun just for like free play, and if you're like a content creator, you can make a room and people can enjoy it. So stuff like that, I think, would be just really real improvements to the Master Duel experience. So why do they not do this, right? Like, why are we 2.5 years into this game and we are only just now getting like a rating system at all? Well, the first reason is, I guess, it just takes time to implement some of this stuff. I feel like that's not a great excuse because like the framework for Master Duel is there. Like the simulator already works. The card pool is already there. Like this is, we already do festivals with different rules. So I think making them permanent or something wouldn't be so bad. One concern I've heard is that like if you have all these different modes that you can queue in, then like queuing up would take a long time. Like maybe it'd take like 2 or 3 minutes to find a match in whatever the least popular format is, and that might not feel very good for players. I don't know. I mean, I still don't think that's like a great reason not to have it as an option, but maybe they don't want the game to feel like empty if you queue into something and like it feels dead, like people aren't on. I still think this would just draw more people in like as a net positive because now your old school players can play against lots of other people who want to play old school. They don't have to just do it with the 1 or 2 friends in an isolated like private duel room. And then finally, they probably just want to find a way to monetize these features. I know that, it's like an ongoing kind of live service game, so maybe they don't feel that adding this would see any monetary benefit. And I don't know what the monetary benefit could be. I mean, like, I guess you could charge people to play these modes, but that would feel really, really awful. I still just think, like, getting more people into Master Duel means that you will still get more, latent people buying gems and, like, just spending time on the game, so it's not that bad. And then the last thing is maybe they just don't want to take away from the TCG. Like, they're afraid that they would cannibalize TCG sales if people could just do all their GOAT play and their Edison play on Master Duel, and they could do their alt formats on Master Duel. And but I don't know if that's like, I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh's Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm actually not even sure how much overlap there is at this point. Like, I know a lot of people play both, but anytime that I've polled people, like polled, you guys, the audience, it feels like there are a lot of people who just strictly play Master Duel. They just play Yu-Gi-Oh digitally through Master Duel, and they are not interested in the TCG, and Master Duel doesn't plan to like change their mind. So I don't know. Um, the last thing is just to give Master Duel some credit. They're trying. Like, they are doing little small things, but like everything with Yu-Gi-Oh, change comes so slowly with Konami and stuff. Like, they added the ratings mode. Again, 2.5 years late, but it's there, so I gotta give them some credit for that, I suppose. And they have gotten more experimental with those like dual trials and events, like I said. And they didn't even have to add the casual mode, so they did. It's great, but I just feel like it's kind of the bare minimum, and I really think that Master Duel has so much more potential to really be this like hub of Yu-Gi-Oh activity. And I guess I'll just cap this off by saying I think Master Duel is currently in like version 1.9.3 or something like that. So we're coming up pretty quickly on like a version 2.0 update for Master Duel. And this could end up meaning absolutely nothing. It's just like, oh, it's version 2.0, stability fixes, that's it. But I really think that I'd like to see something big for version 2.0, something like, really game changing. The ability to queue into different modes would be a really great start. Maybe something cool like tag dueling or being able to make your own custom tournaments or just any number of things. That like just it feels like it's coming and it feels like they're testing the waters. I just want to see it happen. Again, to me, Master Duel isn't ruined by Maxi. It's not like ruined by bad ban lists or something. It's ruined for me by just not offering enough. And this is again coming from somebody who plays it a lot. I'd play it even more if I had more ways to play. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to hear what you guys think. How do you feel about Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel? How much do you play it, and what changes would you like to see? Like, obviously, I think the Maxi thing is true, and I think, like, cards being UR inexpensive sucks. You gotta, like, play more and grind more to get them. But I want game modes. That's my number one, like, real desire for Master Duel. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you want from the game? Why do you think they maybe haven't done this stuff? Is it just kind of the fact that they can kick the can down the road and people will play anyway? I don't know. Anyways, cool. That's gonna pretty much be it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Fast turn.